the positions we can expect from them to come from when the team fight actually happens later on.
Yep, better spatial coverage. When you're up front and personal, you got Ogwin. When you're at mid-range and you want to control where your opponents can go, you got Few doing this. Oh my lord, Sanji at half.
They're giving Sanji such a hard time right now. The Game 1 MVP even popped his Purify early on. So now Team Falcons resorting back to their control over the mid lane.
Yeah, and honestly, this is one of the biggest differences in game number 1. Team Liquid Philippines were always pressuring the mid lanes. They were always having an eye on either Few, on whatever you get to actually show yourself up in. And it can be the same with Sanford on the Hilda, but there's less, you know, Final Slash, there's less surprise, there's less threat for an immediate pickoff.
Yeah, not to mention, oh, wait a minute though. Mpl-Ph here alongside Kyle Teasy will draw the first blood with a weak shadow kill onto Sanford.
Oh, Kyle Teasy coming up as well.
Kyle Teasy jumps in, Tempest of Blades onto Kyle Teasy, no shadow, so he might be able to take him down. That was a well worth the trade for Team Liquid Philippines, but again, Ogwin alongside Few, just right on cue, brings down JP.
Nothing comes for free. Falcons able to clap back, come out on top, 2-1.
Yeah, and just as we mentioned how Team Liquid Philippines, their fast rotations coming out of the EXP lane still might be one of their strengths. Team Falcons decide to focus on that lane first. And just when there was an immediate response from Carl Teasy, who would have expected that there could be enough ways for Flap to actually hold the two of them under that turret?
That's the beauty of the new glue. I was tinkering with it earlier this week, and I'm like, how is this legal? How is Muton already changing a very strong hero into a stronger hero? And that's why Liquid, they're always keeping their eyes on bottom lane, on XP.
Yeah, I mean, who could forget the performance of Kirk yesterday with the glue? Flawless KDA, so now if Mpl-Ph channels his inner Kirk, things could go well for Team Falcons as they start things off with this turtle. Sanford and JP providing a lot of vision here for Carl Teasy. Who's going to get the turtle first? Because Kyle Teasy just got zoned out, but he has a shadow. He might go in again. Here comes the Tempest of Blades now as he's trying to go for more. First blood drawn again for Kyle Teasy onto Sanford. Make it two because Owen picks up Carl Teasy as well. And they're not even done. Mpl-Ph with the spread. Few also. Owen was able to walk away. And JP, no, he got surrounded by 3 and lifted up by Few to feed off the kill to Kyle.
As the great Theo Womi Ignacio said, disgusting. What is Falcons doing with this lineup? Carl Teasy with a steal!
What?
Grand Theft Turtle for the young goat.
Falcons took too long. They were relishing in the victory, and then in comes Carl.
And to be fair, that was already one of the things we talked about. We saw it in action. The team fight took too long. Falcons were actually able to win it out. But it took too long that Carl Teasy, with the very short death timers that we have, was able to get back into that turtle pit and secure it for Team Liquid Philippines.
The ultimate opportunist. Much like Seth Rollins in Mania. He's coming to get it. That was turtle number 1, folks. Turtle number 1.
It blindsided them again, but still they were able to pick up 3 or 4 kills during that trade. So Team Falcon still has a 1.6k gold lead, and they're reverting back again to the control of the mid lane because even Sanji's having a hard time today.
Yeah, and it's honestly interesting to see Team Liquid Philippines still try to go for the fights, go for the contests, even though we acknowledge the fact that it might take a little more time for them. They're on the Ling, and yes, it is an assassin. Yes, there is some early game presence, but the items are a necessity for you to feel the full threat of this hero.
I guess it's a blessing in disguise that Carl Teasy is who he is, and he always looks for these little advantages. It keeps Falcons' lead down to a manageable 1,500. And yeah, you can show face, but when you're up against Few, who's playing the way he is, I think that Liquid Stampede in Game 1 woke him up.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you're going to look at the matchup between Mpl-Ph and Sanford, pretty much you cannot see that Sanford's freely roaming or being the secondary roamer right now.
He can't. As the Hilda, he can't. Oh, action in mid!
Action in mid. Kyle Teasy already popped the Wiki Shadow kill. JP soaking up the damage, but Few comes in with an Lantern Flare. Mpl-Ph jumps in once again as Sanford goes for the back, but Few has his Crimson Beacon. Kyle Teasy got stunned out. Point blank shot right in the face as Owen brings him down.
Oh, they're still going. JP had Flap on him. Carl Teasy looking to Get some retribution!
Oh, Ogun had to pop his ultimate to delay the attack of T.O.P.H. Temples of Blades casted down by Carlteasy as they break down Ogun. That's one member down again for Team Falcons.
OHEB was too free, and Team Liquid Philippines had all quad shadows covered. So wherever Carlteasy wanted to go for an escape, there was at least one member of Team Liquid Philippines ready to answer back, but... Phew!
What was that? How did Sanji... All right, it was off camera. Who knows what was in the vision of Sanji? He popped the feathered airstrike for a snipe on Few.
You know, we were just talking about that the lineup of Mpl-Ph compared to game number 1 lacks surprises because they don't have the Franco, they don't have the Arlot. But Carlteasy surprised us with a solo turtle kill, but now Carlteasy with a weaky shadow kill. Sanji was able to wings by wings. And just like that, also Sanji never fails to amaze us with a solo kill onto Few a while ago.
Not even using the Purify. So he's fully equipped for what may happen in this next objective, which clearly both of these teams are looking to set up for. Ogun and Flapteasy are already within the area, and so are JP and Sanford.
All right, we're back to equilibrium. Falcons can contest. Liquid stole the last one, but it looks like this has their name on it. Carlteasy spots Sanford.
Now we're seeing Sanford do his thing, zoning out Carlteasy to give enough space for Carlteasy for an uncontested turtle take. A while ago, before or after even the turtle steal of Carlteasy, Falcon was looking at the 1.6k gold lead, and now it's on the side of T.O.P.H.
Exactly. It's the way the lead has shifted so fast. But now Team Falcons, they're trying to look for ways to regain it back. But it seems like this is just pure determination from Team Liquid Philippines. They're just not letting anything go through.
The Filipino sniper catching Few again.
Oh, and now Carlteasy on to Super Marco. He was able to dodge it out, but here comes the sun from JP. Even flickers in. Ogun with a counter though. As Super Marco falls down, here comes Mpl-Ph once again. A weak shadow kill casts it down. Sanji pops his Purify. JP caught in the middle. And I think Flapteasy was able to grab onto JP. The clash will disperse here, but Mpl-Ph, they got 2 kills.
Oh, Kyle's not done. Shadow in!
But the stun! And now the counter from Ogun! And now the ult from Sanji! And a killing spree for our MVP! OHEB still knocking down turrets!
Done!
Whoa!
Yet!
Imagine that! It could have looked so good! For Team Falcons, that was a beautiful fist break, or just the fist crack coming in from Ogun to capture Carlteasy and actually shut him down. But look at how Team Liquid Philippines decided to still proceed with the fight. But hold on, Few. Does he want to go for this?
Carlteasy with a Defiant Sword. Another stun from JP as he brings down Few. Ogun with a beautiful counter, though, as Sanford was able to flicker out Sanji again with a feathered airstrike to stop Team Falcons from extending further. And now T.O.P.H. are looking at the 3k gold lead. Almost all extended clashes favor them.
Only God knows when these teams will stop fighting. They will start and stop, and then maybe they'll make their minds and go for something. I think that's what mid was all about. Liquid went straight for that tier 1 up top when they said we had enough. And then they kept going.
Yeah, and it really feels like it's always been Team Liquid starting the fight. It's always them looking for all the fights to happen against Team Falcons, whereas we haven't seen any clear intention from Team Falcons just yet to be the ones first, where we haven't seen Ogun go in just yet with a flicker, fist break, fist crack combo to capture anyone. At most, it's probably Few, but earlier it felt like it was zoning.
Now Sanji cast a feathered airstrike, immediately bursted down Ogun. They're trying to go for a response with a weaky shadow kill, but JP just has that revitalize to save everyone. And Ogun falls down.
Like a herd of stallions, Liquid just clump off whenever Kyle presses the shadow kill. That's the what, 3rd time that they've done this defensive maneuver.
3rd time T.O.P.H. playing as one unit. And now taking full control of the game. 3.6k gold lead already. And look at the gold difference between the 2 gold leaders. Almost 1.5k.
That's a lot. We haven't seen the Clint really provide much for Team Falcons just yet, despite the presence of already the Endless Battle and the Malefic Roar. And JP has already built the Radiant Armor and the Dreadnought, so he's pretty much able to tank a lot of the damage that will come in from Falcons, because mostly those who are going to go up front are Flap and Few. And now that's just all the more reason for Team Falcons to carefully consider what they're doing next.
Team Falcons, I don't know if they're considering even a contest. In my books, I wouldn't. You're down 4k. Liquid has full control of the pit. JP gets caught here.
Oh, they're gonna look for a trade. So, Gwen shuts down OHEB as Few gets the Lord. The collapse of Mpl-Ph started out by Ogwin. JP with a grab. And now Flapteasy fins off the kill to Super Marco.
Technically, they didn't contest. They just went straight for the turn.
It was a beautiful call from Master Ogwen. Seeing how grouped up together Team Liquid Philippines was and looking for the right targets, both JP and OHEB, but more so on OHEB. Them being able to take him out meant a lot for Team Falcons.
Now they transition to a mid lane turret takedown. Lord up top, CarlTeasy waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Sanji with a feathered airstrike, he goes in the middle. Tempest of Blades casted down as Owen has been shut down.
Marco!
JP chasing after Few. Flapteasy gone as well. Super Marco bursted by the MVP. Few got caught, has the Crimson Beacon. Sanford runs after him. Lantern Flare is there, but Few and CarlTeasy are left.
Oh, anime fight. CarlTeasy backing out. He knows the massive losses across the board. 3 down for free. Liquid find a clap back, but they still have to deal with the Lord.
And those clapbacks just come in too fast. Like, be it Team Falcons, be it Team Liquid Philippines, the moment you make even just the slightest mistake, or if you take a bit more longer than you should, then you could expect the immediate responses already coming in. If we would look at that instant replay earlier, Team Falcons, they just wanted to take down this mid-tier too, but CarlTeasy holding that brush alongside every single member of Team Liquid Philippines calling for an engage. They just knew they had the advantage and they took out so many members of Team Falcons.
Call it punitive action. Falcons did steal a few kills, did steal away the Lord when Liquid was up by 4K. Who saw that coming? No one saw that coming, save for Falcons.
Ogwin rather saw that coming because he did this yesterday with this specific hero, the Badang. If you give Ogwin the flicker and the fist break, fist crack, things could change for Team Falcons, and they don't lack the damage to burst down any of the members of Mpl-Ph. But again, if they stay too long, Mpl-Ph, they win the extended fights.
Yeah, and it's looking a bit more better for Team Liquid Philippines right now, since OHEB already picked up the Wind of Nature as well. They only have to be extra careful in terms of positioning, but so long as Sanford is able to provide the necessary information, unlike earlier where it feels like no one was watching the mid, no one was keeping an eye on the mid brushes, then it'll be more difficult for Ogwen to play around with the angles or the potential setups later on.
In that last Lord fight, Falcons seem to have understand how Mpl-Ph were playing more like a herd, clumped up. Now it's Liquid's turn to evolve once again, mid-series. How can they change up their tactics, their formations, their movement, so they don't get punished as hard by the Master? Item check here. So far, Marco is catching up to OHEB, but I'm thinking stacks-wise. I'm thinking like just pure raw damage and lethality. OHEB still trumps the bulletproof.
Yeah. Yep. I think he got shut down in the middle of his 6 kills, so that's not the full 60 stack that you would expect from a Sky Piercer. But again, in terms of survivability, both gold laners have their Wind of Natures ready, so you can keep an eye out of that if ever Owen manages to catch OHEB or even JP and Sanji. But now they're trying to go for Sanford as Mpl-Ph starts things off with this Lord.
All right, half health. The dance has begun. Approaching the point of no return.
We're still waiting for CarlTeasy. He dashes in, but OHEB gets the Lord. In exchange for JP, he pops his Revitalize, might even be able to walk away as Sanford preventing Ogwen from a setup and disrupting the feathered airstrike of Sanji. And now OHEB chasing after Flapteasy. The daddy has been saved, but Ogwen jumps in as well. Sanford from the back might be able to cast that ultimate. CarlTeasy jumps in, Tempest of Blades here and now, and CarlTeasy enters in with the Wiki Shadow kill, but they share out the damage. One more hit on a JP and no casualties for the Cavalry.
They'll have to defend. Team Falcons has to defend, but we're chasing for Sanford. Will Super Marco get the kill? And he does!
The bulletproof, again in the nick of time, was able to get Sanford. And with that kill, Mpl-Ph won't be able to use this Lord.
Fade away, ricochet shot by the bulletproof, keeping Falcons in the game. A few punished movements from Liquid. Again, in the heat of battle, you're going to want to get what you can. You're going to want to snowball and punish your opponents when they overextend. CarlTeasy committed Tempest of Blades to take down What was that? Ogwin or Flapteasy? Someone who you shouldn't use your ult on.
Ogwin, I think it was Ogwin.
Yep, and honestly, that entire decision from Team Liquid Philippines to just burst down the objective, it normally would be dangerous with very limited information. But it was so fortunate that Team Falcons, they were actually really taking their time. Ogwin had to come in from the other side of the right mid bush, but even for Kyle, he wasn't ready to contest just yet. Speaking of Kyle!
Oh, fortunately for Kyle, he was able to shadow out. Now commits the weak shadow kill to Sanji! And Master Ogwin with a beautiful setup. Kyle is going to fall down though. Ogwin immortality pop. Now they're trying to go for more and double kill. Coming in from Owe. He wants to make it 3. Flapteasy caught in a mix. Carl Teasy jumps in as well. One more hit on Flapteasy. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade.
Massive for Liquid here. They could have definitely lost more. And Kyle Teasy, ever the artist on the Assassins, went in, isolated Sanji, went for the shadow kill, but only found one.
And how lucky or how fortunate is it for Mpl-Ph that Oheb wasn't part of the setup. So they had the damage. They had ways to answer back, even though Master Ogwin went in and nearly got that perfect setup.
Kill one didn't even have a flicker. You're right, Brigida. He was fortunate. He was blessed. They were more than lucky. There was someone out there looking out for Kill one saying, please don't kill him, please don't kill him. 61 stacks.
Yeah, and that's because, again, with the kit of his hero, he has unlimited reach, especially towards the 17-minute mark now. So he doesn't need to be in close combat to dish out the damage up against Team Falcons.
Sonata on Sonata on Sonata.
Now, even the Rhapsody was more than enough. Oh.
Slowly but surely, Falcons can position themselves again into a point where they'll force Mpl-Ph to respond, but it's Liquid who's being proactive right now. Lord Dance began. Sanford gets caught up.
Good grab on Flapteasy onto Sanford, but now JP getting caught in a mix. Ogwin waiting for a perfect opportunity to strike. He doesn't know where he is. JP pops his revitalize already. Got caught by the Lantern Flare. One member down for Mpl-Ph. Owen commits the ultimate onto Sanford, paired up with Fuse Lantern Flare. Super Marco finishes the job as they bring down 2.
That's free. 2 for free. I don't think Liquid should take this fight.
Now Kyle TC, okay, there was a Winter Crown play coming in from Sanji. Oheb delivering the Rhapsodies though. Super Marco from the back, he spots Oheb. Wind of Nature battle between the 2 gold laners. He pops Sanji as well, and the chase is on. Oheb slap onto Kyle. Oheb immortality pop, and Fiu delivers the final blow to the MVP.
2 for 1, and Kyle TC going 2 for 1, 3v1. That was disastrous for Liquid.
It was very disastrous. Imagine not being able to anticipate in advance whatever setups Team Falcons were going for, but it wasn't really the setups, honestly. It was the way Team Liquid Philippines decided to take their time again, attacking the front lines. But what they don't know is that Super Marco's already online. He has a full build on the Clint.
JP doing his best to delay and give enough information for Mpl-Ph.
Oh!
Lantern Flare is there. He escapes. Oh, Gwen with the combo. Forced out the Templates of Blade. Oh! Is this enough damage? Call TZ finds Super Marco. A killing spree for the young goat as Sanford tanking up the damage. And now the tides have shifted again to Mpl-Ph.
And from out of nowhere, it becomes a 3v3 again. A 4v3, a 5v3. Liquid has failed to take the Lord, but recovered well enough to push back Falcons from stealing it.
And it felt like Carl TZ immediately knew they had to find a way to deal with Super Marco. And he was the only guy they took out from Team Falcons. JP, this time around, it was a much more rewarding of him to sustain all that damage.
And he was the guy that Falcons needed to take that Lord. That's why Liquid got it for free. Falcons hesitated.
This is the result of numerous tournaments, numerous grand finals, numerous crucial matches between these 2 teams. Despite not having enough information, they rely on the tendencies that they found out about each other. That's why this game is long. It's approaching the 20-minute mark, and it's still a close fight.
For the past 400 days, these 2 in some version of these lineups have gone all around the world and played world-class MLBB. And today, they prove that they can keep going. They can keep changing the game. A forced retreat for Kyle and Ogwin. Watch out for Ogwin. It's the master really who changes the tide of these fights.
But Is the damage going to be enough, though, even if Owen managed? Oh, Winter Crown play coming in from Sanji there, but Flap-Teasy flickers in to bring down Sanji. And now they pick up Sanford, force out a lot of flickers. Lord was able to burst down the inhibitor in the middle lane as View and Flap-Teasy working on Mpl-Ph. One member down for the Cavalry.
Brigada was that wise. They spent so much just to take down Sanji. They didn't even protect that mid lane.
Yeah, they lost the mid lane turret. However, they were able to deny that Lord Siege. Team Liquid Philippines could have definitely went for if ever they still had all their members and all their resources complete. And now this allows for a little more breathing room for Team Falcons, but they definitely should be the ones to find the team fights, to find the more favorable fights later on.
Ooh, may I say, the fact that no flicker, save for Flap-Teasy, was spent in that takedown, in that defense in mid. So maybe, just maybe, Falcons are setting something up.
Unfortunately for them also, fortunately for them, it was the mid lane inhibitor turret that got taken down, so Carl-Teasy's potential split pushes can be managed by Team Falcons.
Yep. Now we're already approaching that point in the game.
It's the fourth Lord, by the way.
Yeah, where everyone is just full builds, where everything doesn't matter anymore, where it's ultimately execution once again, and the constant adapting you do in game. That feels like both of these teams, as time progresses, as time goes by, they just constantly know how to attack one another, and the seesaw battle is just too real.
Amazing map control by Team Falcons. Despite losing out on their mid lane, getting penetrated there, inhibitor taken down, they still managed to make the map go blue. And this is in front of a Hilda, in front of a Ling, in front of a Farsa. How do they do that?
Yeah. Every single time we think that Team Liquid Philippines have already taken control, even of the upcoming objectives, even of the setup.
Oh!
Team Falcons just find a way.
Ooh.
Flap-Teasy, guilty. A charge of Grand Theft Purple. How?
That's revenge for Carl-Teasy taking away their turtle early on in this game. And now no purple buff for Carl-Teasy. The potentially last Lord dance that we'll see for game number 2.
That's lethal. Going into a fight without a purple for a Ling this late into the game with these high stakes involved, Carl-Teasy won't let's just say they can't fight.
Yeah, it's hard.
This is gonna be a very difficult decision for Team Liquid Philippines. And there's the conceal already coming in from Ogwen. They're already positioning themselves, and they might find Oheb!
Oheb walks in! Camera switch!
Catches Oheb, pops his immortality. Carl-Teasy makes sure to deliver the final kill. A sacrificial play for Ogwen there to keep Mpl-Ph at bay. Immortality pop, Sanford leading the charge. Sanji delivers the final kill. JP immortality pop, Sanford caught in a mix once again. Few continuing with the Lantern Flare, might be able to pick up Sanford, but a Winter Crown play is there. Super Marco with a grenade bombardment, but Sanji answers back with a feathered airstrike to shut down the bulletproof. A clutch winter play from View and Sanji. The call from the back. The young goat making plays for Mpl-Ph.
Old allies, Carl-Teasy and Flap-Teasy meeting on the battlefield. Flap-Teasy running away, retribution spent by Carl, popping the immortality.
And surrounded by 2, no escape for Flap, but Carl-Teasy now in the picture. He's all alone. Mpl-Ph has 3.
An emotional roller coaster in the span of a minute. They caught Oheb, but now they're staring down the barrel of a pushing mid.
No need for the Lord. Minions onto the middle lane. Carl-Teasy against his idol. Uigi Shadow Kill already casted. Might be able to clear it out, and he bought enough time.
Insane! A few minutes back, a few seconds back, the buy and sells, the decisions to stay in this game. And now they're trying to burst the Lord, but Ogwen and Kyle, they're still within the area. But Morgan...
Master! Ogwen! The clutches Lord Steel! In his entire career! We witness it here!
The capacity crowd in the Champions Arena erupts. Cavalry, Falcons, Nest, everyone in between just losing their collective minds. How?
And I was just saying, fortunately, Kyle is far. Fortunately, there's no way he could catch up, but it was Ogwen all along who could get the job done.
Mentally speaking, You have to recover. You can't let yourself be haunted by the fact
You
that
can't.
a roamer stole away your Lord. This is an evolved Lord. And now they have to defend. Carlteasy going to the flank, just cutting that wave in mid.
Oh, they're going to need every bit of Carlteasy here as the Lord approaches up top. Clears the inhibitor. Mpl-Ph jumps in. Sanji, but got interrupted by Carlteasy. Oh, with disrupting Mpl-Ph. Carlteasy wanted to go for more. Super Marco pops his Wind of Nature. He still has his immortality. Only JP got lost, and they were able to clear out the Lord.
A great defense shown to us by Team Liquid Philippines. For now, they're able to deny and delay Team Falcons and their attempts, but there are still waves coming in from the sides that they successfully are able to deal with. It is just so good that they're able to maximize the Ling at this point, because if not, it would have been terrible for Team Liquid.
Minions sieging in onto the bottom lane. Everyone entering with their ultimates. Mpl-Ph with his spread. Carlteasy was able to pop a lot of immortalities. Sanji able to dish out the feathered airstrike. A lot of resources expended on Team Falcon's side.
Oh, they've accepted the fact that Mpl-Ph went in too deep. Better lose 1 than 2 or 3. Marco and Few were at the brink of death. Falcons survived. They could have been punished so much harder, but Liquid, I wonder what their thoughts are on this next Lord spawning in 20.
You know, this is the first time in this playoffs I actually saw a death timer in 70 seconds. That's how long our game is right now. As we approach this 27-minute mark, 10 seconds, Lord will spawn. And Team Falcons, they need Mpl-Ph for this potential fight.
I think the longest we've ever seen was in day 1. But wait!
Sanji picks off Marco!
The Lone Stallion made an amazing solo play to pick off the man regarded as the bulletproof as Mpl-Ph takes away the last potential Lord.
How did Sanji get into that position? But all the more, how was Super Marco so far away from the others?
That play, it's a shame we did not see it as it happened. That play by Sanji made that catch by JP on Oheb earlier in the purple side buff of Liquids look like child's play. How did he single-handedly kill Marco?
Again, we're going to go down to they know each other's tendencies. That wasn't enough information
He was right
for
there,
Sanji.
in front of the orange buff.
Exactly. The culmination of long fights, long clashes
Holy
of
crystal.
these two teams might come to an end today. Lord sieging in into the middle lane.
Yeah.
Can Falcon defend without Marco? Carlteasy jumps in with a shadow kill. Mpl-Ph immortality pop. Lord still there. Mpl-Ph gone. Ogwin desperate attempt to pop the winter crown. Another winter crown from Sanford. All 5 members of the cavalry still alive. They might be able to clear it out. But Carlteasy goes from the back with a Templars Ablaze. And now they set their eyes on the turret, on the tower. Mpl-Ph wins this game.
Are you not entertained?